Hey you. Do you remember the perfectly mediocre but also pretty awesome slasher movie from 1997 called I Know What You Did Last Summer? Remember how it had a solid ensemble cast filled with names and faces we all knew while growing up? Remember how it had plenty of well-timed kills, some formidable chase sequences that fit in with the rest of the genre back then, and a final girl that till this very day is still beloved by the horror community for, reasons. Well, I want you to take all of that, remove it, and you'll be left with 2025's I Know What You Did Last Summer. A shameless cash grab of a film trying to follow in the same footsteps of Scream both back then and now. Except, it's more shit. This film pisses me off so much that just like I tell my girlfriend every Saturday night, this won't be over quickly. I'm gonna go hard, and I'm probably gonna cry afterward. Let's talk about it. Look, just to go ahead and get this out of the way, this review will have all of the spoilers in it because I need them to illuminate you as to how bad this film is. So if you hate yourself enough that you want to go see this thing, click off now, go see it, then come back and we'll both have a good laugh together. I'd also appreciate it if you'd like the video, because I'm pretty sure YouTube's algorithm hates me as much as I hate soulless remakes or reboots or requels, whatever the fuck we're calling them nowadays. Anyway, let's get into this detailed plot summary.
Hold on to your butts.
So I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 opens up during the 4th of July. Again, we're following along with a group of young friends, again, who decide to get inebriated during the fireworks celebration, again, resulting in the tragic death of an innocent person, again, when a member of their group does something stupid. Again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Credit where credit is due here, I guess, because unlike the original film, which has the group run someone the fuck over, the remake instead has this retarded rich guy play out in the middle of the street, which causes a motorist to swerve in order to miss him, plowing through the guardrail and falling off the cliffside.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
So the group of friends decided to make a pact to never speak of that particular night again until a year later when one of them receives the mysterious message of, I know what you did last summer. Again. Look, at this point, I know you're as sick of hearing my again bullshit as I am of saying it, so from this point forward, just assume everything I'm saying has been done before in the original film, just in a worse way. Get it? Got it? Good. Anyway, when members of her friend group start getting axed, hooked off, it's up to Ava, played by this emotionless block of cheese, to get down to the bottom of all of it. Along the way, she meets back up with Freddie Prinze Jr. You remember him from the original, don't you? Well, now he's an old bearded sad sack of shit that's still struggling with the events that happened nearly 30 years ago. And he's pissed off because I guess the mayor of the town swept all that stuff under the rug and the entire community has magically forgotten about it or something. Then there's Jennifer Love Hewitt and her boobs, who's now a psychology professor at a college 45 minutes away. Having nobody else to turn to, Ava asks for her help in figuring out who the killer is, and Jennifer Love Hewitt and her boobs says, you just gotta figure it out and kill him.
Well, no shit.
Wow, how insightful. Thank you, Jennifer Love Hewitt and your boobs. Well, Ava does figure out who the killer is, you see, when she and her annoying astrology friend decide to get on a boat and get the hell out of Dodge. Except, oh no, the killer is actually on board and she's killing everyone because it was her boyfriend that died last summer and she's out for revenge. Okay. So Freddie Prinze Jr. and his sad sack of shittiness shows up, shoots the killer, she falls into the water below, and everyone has a nice sit down at the bar to celebrate. Or do they? No, they don't. Because come to find out, Freddie Prinze Jr. is also in on it. Because there's two killers, you see, and he's murdering everyone because he's like really sad or something. I don't know, man. What do you want out of me? Well, Jennifer Love Hewitt and her boobs show up, keeps Freddie Prinze Jr. talking long enough for Ava to shoot him, he dies, and that's it. That's the plot of I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. If you're anything like me, and if so, wow, that's probably scarier than anything in this film, you're probably thinking, well, Toller Talks, that sounds pretty fucking stupid. And that's because it is. Truth be told, I'm a horror fan above anything else, and I can be pretty forgiving when it comes down to films in the genre. But there's certain things a slasher film has to have in order for me to like it. A charismatic, beautiful, likable final girl. B, an interesting, domineering killer. C, more practical effects than CGI. And D, a plot that doesn't have to make complete sense, but just enough to keep things moving along. I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 ticks only one of those 4 boxes, and to break up the negativity with some positive, I will say that the kills are pretty well done. Effects appear to be mostly practical with minimal CGI, and they capture the dark, brooding atmosphere the 1997 film had almost perfectly. Sure, characters are pretty fucking stupid, making decisions nobody with an IQ higher than that of a fried egg would make, but that's par for the course when it comes to slashers, so I'm not going to hold it against this film. There's conveniences galore. The killer can apparently teleport wherever he or she wants to, and can overpower whoever he or she wants to. But where I Know What You Did Last Summer falls flat on its fucking face is in its characters. None of these people are likable.
Not a great plan.
There's the block of cheese Ava. There's astrology girl Danica, retarded rich guy Teddy, damaged emo white girl Stevie, and Milo, who I'm pretty sure is gay, but he's trying to act like he isn't. Speaking of gay, Ava decides to finger bang some blonde girl with a murder podcast on the flight back to her hometown. Why? Fuck if I know. It never goes anywhere, and she eventually tries to get with totally not gay Milo, so that scene is just there, I guess. Anyway, unlike the cast of the original, I just didn't give a shit if anyone lived or died here. None of them were charismatic, none of them had layers to their character. They were just one-dimensional pieces of cannon fodder lined up to take on the killers one by one.
Fuck.
And that brings me neatly along to the killers themselves. Stevie's boyfriend being the guy who died last summer is alright as a justification to go on a murder spree. Alright, I've seen worse in slashers before, but throwing a member of the original film under the bus for a bit of shock value came across cheap and contrived. Freddie Prinze Jr. in the original film was a heroic character by the end of the runtime, a very flawed young man to begin with that had to grow up very quickly in order to stay alive and protect Jennifer Love Hewitt and her boobs. But here, no, he's a bitter, broken excuse of a man who's only doing all this because he's pissed off that everyone has seemingly forgotten about what happened to them. Though the Scream reboot had problems of its own, one thing it did was treat its legacy characters with care, keeping people like Gale, Dewey, and Kirby in line with the characterizations that made them so beloved to begin with. Not here though. Jennifer Love Hewitt and her boobs was the same as she always was, but Freddie Prinze Jr. is a shadow of his former self. And who he is as a character is mocked so heavily by the script that one of the final lines of this film delivered by Ava is, "All of this could have been avoided if men just went to therapy."
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Is that right, Ava? Is that right? You do realize the primary antagonist of this whole film was Stevie, a woman, right?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Whatever. I don't want to talk about this anymore. We happy?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker.
No, I'm not happy. What I thought was going to be yet another fun romp through a familiar setting with familiar characters and a familiar killer turned into a cheap imitation of what the franchise once was, which devalued the characters and choices of the original, all in a soulless attempt to restart a dead franchise. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for checking out my review. I'll talk to y'all later.
Say what again?